This is a Dragon Blazer production.
This is Unsolved Comedy.
Alrighty, hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to Unsolved Comedies. As always, I am your host, Kizea, and we have the co-host and an extra today. Stefan is the co-host. And then we have the lovely PWA host,
Pro
Krager.
Wrestling Apologist podcast. And I don't have a dumb way to say my name. I'm Craig. I don't know. It's just Craig.
He's the
Craig
Craigster.
Atkins.
He's the Craigster.
Yeah, Craiger. I've gone by many names, but today I'm just Craig.
All right.
Unsolved Craig.
Unsolved Craig.
A mystery yet to be solved.
Alrighty, guys. So if you watched our last one, then you guys will know that we're talking about Casey Anthony today. That fucking bitch.
America's sweetheart.
I can't. I'm sorry. Steven sounds really unenthusiastic, and that's how I felt. That's how I felt doing the research for all of this, was Steven's level of enthusiasm just there. So you guys are going to be extremely close to my face because I had to take my phone off of the tripod because I'm going to be reading some things.
Right, let me check. Nope, no boogers. You're good. You're good.
Are you guys ready to hear about the Casey Anthony timeline? This is not a very in-depth. It's not very in-depth. It's literally, I think it's, let me look at it real quick. It is an ABC News article. Shout out to ABC News for putting this article up there.
ABC, always be chillin'. That's what it stands for.
But we're going to talk about the timeline real quick. Just the timeline that they have up here, and then I can delve deeper into some parts if I need to. So the last time that Kaylee was seen, there is some debate if it was the 16th or if it was the 15th. Everything that I watched from Stephanie Harlow and I think from Kendall Ray as well all said the 16th. June 16th in 2008 was the last day that Casey saw Kaylee alive, or Kaylee was seen alive by anyone outside of Casey. But the ABC News article that I'm reading says June 15th. So I'm going to go with June 15th just because it's the most accurate. Like I have a piece of information literally to read from a news source right here that says June 15th. She leaves her parents' house and drops, apparently, according to Casey, which is not a very good fucking source, but according to Casey, she drops Kaylee at Zanny's house or Zanny's apartment for her to watch for the day while she goes to work. Now, we all know that Casey wasn't going to work, and we all know that she wasn't dropping Kaylee off at Zanny's.
No,
so,
because there is no Zanny.
I mean, there is a Zanny, but Casey, it's not Casey.
There's
Zanny.
no Jamaican Zanny.
There's no Jamaican Zanny. Now, I'm going to come back to... So there is one thing that I want to make a point of real quick. Between this point, which is June 15th, and the next point, which is June 30th, Casey lives like a teenager. And at this point, I think she's close to 21, if not 21. Or no, if Kaylee's 3 and she had Kaylee when she was 20, then she'd be about 23. So she's living like a teenager at the age of 23. Already a problem. Okay? And then Casey like leaves her car somewhere, and she leaves her car there for 30 days. I don't know exactly what happened, but she ran out of gas. And she had been stealing gas from her dad and borrowing money for gas from her friends and taking money for gas from people she knew. So, like, she had been using every way that she could to get gas, but unfortunately, she didn't have any money, so none of them were legal avenues. So she ran out of gas for the final time, had Tony come pick her up. If you don't remember from the last podcast, Tony is Casey's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And Casey has Tony come pick her up and just leaves her car there. And one of the things that's worth mentioning and is going to be important later is that Casey's car is not in Casey's name. Casey's car is in Cindy's name, her mother. Cindy owned the car because Casey, I guess it was the car that she got when she was 16, and it was like a 98 Pontiac Sunfire. So it was an older car even back then. And so it was in Cindy's name. So she drives this car until it's fucking out of gas. She decided that she's going to, like, she was supposed to go to, I don't know, she was supposed to go out of the country for something. I remember hearing that. Like, my mom bitched about that, like, her daughter was missing and she was going out of the country, but she never actually left the country. I don't know where she went, but she went somewhere, or she was supposed to go somewhere, and she didn't actually go. And when she didn't actually go, she had used her friend's car the whole time that her friend was gone. So she just left Cindy's car in a parking lot. She left Cindy's car in a parking lot, and she was using her friend's car. And at this time, also, we're back to stealing money because
Yay.
she stole her
Spooky.
friend's checkbook. Her friend was like, yeah. Like, okay, so they all went to this place out of the country. I'm not sure where. But all of her friends went to this place out of the country. And her friend, I think her friend's name was Amy or something. And she told Casey, hey, you can use my car, because originally Casey had just said it was going to be a couple of days until she got there. And so Amy was like, hey, yeah, sure, you can borrow my car just until, you get here. And then when you get here, just leave it parked, and then we'll all have a way to get home. Didn't fucking happen like that. Casey never went out of the country. Instead, she was draining her friend's bank account because her friend had trusted her to leave her checkbook in the glove compartment of the car. And so Casey found this checkbook, and she went to Target. Like, who fucking does their grocery shopping at Target, first of all? Fucking nobody. That's who.
Hey, there's Targets that have grocery stores. When I was out on vacation in Colorado, we'd stopped into a Target that actually had like a full grocery store setup.
I bet you money it was more expensive than Kroger or Walmart.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely
Why?
true.
Why?
When you got Amy's money, what's it matter?
She got that funky money.
She got,
and I'm sure the whole time she's doing it, she's like cooking up. Okay, what do I tell Amy? Zany the nanny stole her checkbook. That's what it is.
Well, and it's just weird because even the shit she bought. I remember I was in the middle of watching Stephanie's video because I couldn't find any articles on this. This is all straight from Stephanie Harlow's video, and I remember watching it, and she was listing off the shit that Casey had bought, and it was Eggo waffles, fucking straws, whipped cream, bologna, lunch meat.
Couldn't even make real food. There's no responsibilities.
I'm why?
Can't watch a kid. Lazy food.
She spent $200 at Target, and then according to Stephanie's video, she went back the next day and bought the exact same shit a second time. Eggo waffles, paper straws, lunch meat,
$200
bread.
of Eggos goes a long way. That's a lot of Eggos.
A lot of Eggos.
Let go my Eggo.
I remember sitting there, I've watched Stephanie's video 7 times at this point, and it started 2 years ago. When she first released these videos on Kaylee, I remember watching them, and every time I watch it, no matter how many times I've watched it, I've watched them 7 times at this point because I love Stephanie Harlow, and every time I watch it, when she lists off what Casey bought, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you buying this shit? It's
stuff, if at 13 years old you gave me $200 to buy groceries. I'm like, sweet, Egos. I'm gonna get a Captain Crunch. Let me get some like Hot Pockets.
Yeah, that's like it's
Ramen
literally what she
noodles.
bought.
I
And I'm
get
just
so
like,
many ramen
ew.
noodles with this.
Like, I remember one time I was sitting at my grandma's house watching that particular part of Stephanie's video, and I had this fucked up, screwed up look on my face, and my grandma was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Fucking Casey Anthony, that's what's wrong with me."
Like an adult's gonna go buy some like chicken breast, you know,
Pork chops, maybe some
some
bratwursts.
yeah,
I
$200.
mean,
That's a pretty
hell.
good grocery budget right there. So you're
I
getting
mean, hell, like
you're gonna
Steven
splurge
buys
a
like
little.
mahi mahi. That's what Steven gets. Like fish and what else do you buy when you go to the grocery store, Steven?
Lots of broccoli.
Lots of broccoli. There's no broccoli in there. Like, so I wonder if she was like feeding this
It
shit
is
to
it is a
Kaylee.
very maybe, but I guess it is food for a child. So if it's not for her child, it's also for the adult who has the mind of a child. And I think we've pretty much established that she does.
Right. So, okay, I wanted to make a point that she has stolen money. She is lying to her friends. She is at this point also lying. Like, she's made up stories
And she has
that
terrible grocery practices,
she has bad grocery practice.
which might be
This
the most egregious thing. Yeah.
Steven's like, I don't care that she killed her daughter. I'm upset about the Egos.
A lot of egos.
A lot of
A lot of
egos.
Egos. But like she's lying to her parents because her parents at this point, like they're like at this point, by the time that Casey's car gets towed, they're like, hey, we haven't seen our granddaughter in fucking months, right? Like a
Has it been
month at
months at this
least.
point? Jeez.
Well, it was a month, but or close to a month. Like they're like, can we fucking see our granddaughter, please? Like we've been helping you
I think
raise her. We do
if I went
everything
that
for
long
you.
without FaceTiming with my mom, she'd probably be like sending sending the police to go make sure my daughter's okay.
She's like,
You gotta see your
shit.
grandbaby.
Like, so of course, obviously, and this is like you gotta remember they didn't have FaceTime back then. Like Casey Anthony's phone was like a Nokia. Like that's the age that we're talking about here. When Nokia and Motorola were the two biggest phone makers in the entire country. So I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, it's so long ago, right, Steven? It's like it doesn't even feel like it was like ever real, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't feel like that was like when I was around 30 or something.
Old ass bastards. So like, I think even at some point they called her like for the 4th of July and they were like, hey, do you want to come watch fireworks? And she was like, oh, sorry, Zanny has Kaylee. Like she just kept saying that Zanny has Kaylee. Zanny took Kaylee to Orlando. Zanny took Kaylee to North Carolina. Zanny took Kaylee to Tampa. Zanny took Kaylee to another place that she doesn't need to be. Like, so that was just her thing, was she was like Zanny the nanny. And finally, on let me double check with my article here, but I believe it was okay. So June 30th is the date that the article gives, and that's when Casey's car is towed. So her parents have not yet found the car. This is just when the car is towed. So this is just when the car is being taken to an impound lot. It's being taken to a place where they charge by the day to keep your car there. So Casey's car gets towed. And I think it's there for 2 weeks. I'm going to double check my article, but I believe it was there for 2 weeks. Yes. So July 15th, Cindy finds Kaylee's car. Well, actually, it's George. George finds Kaylee's car, or Casey's car, and he's like, "Oh," he gets a letter, and the letter says, "Hey, we have this car in your wife's name, and we need to get the money from you at this point. Like, either you pay us for the impound shit, or you don't get your car back." And He seriously looks like he's sleeping. I can see you on my screen. Are you okay?
Me?
Steve.
Oh, Steven. They say you gotta make
Um,
sure he's breathing every once in a while.
Hi, Davey.
Take his
yeah.
breath. It's like when I
I've
check the
waved.
baby monitor for my daughter. Every once in a while I just look to just make sure her little belly's going up and down, make sure she's breathing. You gotta do that with Steven. You gotta get a baby monitor for him, really.
Well, okay. So where was I at? I think I was at a point where Casey's car had just been found. So George gets this letter and he goes to pick up the car and they're like, I'm sorry, the car's in Cindy's name. We can't release it to you, which makes sense. That's what I think the way most impound lots are. And he's like, he calls Cindy and he's like, hey, I found Casey's car. Can you please come get it? Because it's in your name. And this is when Kaylee is officially reported missing, is this day, June 15th or July 15th. And they find Casey. They find Casey at Tony's house. And I'm going to actually let Steven play the video that I sent him, which is the 911 call between Cindy and whoever the 911 dispatcher is. There's 3 phone calls to 911, and we're going to see the progression of those. So, Steven, if you want to go ahead and play that for me.
Please, this sound is being recorded. How can I help you? Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I drove to the police department here on Pershing, but you guys are closed. I need to bring someone into the police department. Can you tell me where the closest one I can come into?
What are you trying to accomplish by bringing them to the station?
I have a 22-year-old person that has grand theft sitting in my auto with me.
So the 22-year-old person stole something?
Yes.
Is this a relative?
Yes.
Where did they steal it from?
My car and also money.
Okay, is this your son?
Daughter.
Okay, so your daughter stole money from your car?
No, my car was stolen. We retrieved it today. We found out where it was at. I retrieved it. I've got that, and I've got affidavit for my banking account. I want to bring her in. I want to
Okay,
press charges.
where did all of this happen?
Oh, it's been happening.
No, but I need to establish a jurisdiction is what I'm trying to.
Oh, I lived in Orlando.
Yeah, but what address did these thefts occur at?
Well, I guess my residence, I guess.
What's that?
49.
Okay. That's actually going to be in the jurisdiction of the sheriff's office, ma'am, not the
Okay.
Orlando Police Department.
All righty.
Let me transfer you over to the communications section for Orange County.
Okay. Now, is the Orlando Sheriff's Department the one on 436? Is that open this afternoon, this evening?
The substation you're at on Pershing, if it's Orlando Police, we're open primarily during the day.
Uh-huh.
But that's not the sheriff. That's the city police, which does not have
Right.
jurisdiction for your
I
address.
know there's a sheriff's department on 436.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you to the sheriff's communications section, and you can determine that. Hold on.
Okay. Because my next thing will be down to trial thing, and we'll have a court order to get her. If that's what you want to play, we'll do it. And you'll never. Well, then you have one more day. No, I'm not giving you another day. I've given you a month. All right, Senator?
And pause that for a second, just 1 second.
Okay.
So that was the end of the first phone call, and you can hear right at the end there, she says, my next thing is going to be getting a court order so that I can get Kaylee, and you'll never see Kaylee again. Because at this point, Cindy is probably starting to realize that her daughter is lying her ass off. Her daughter does not know where Kaylee is, or if she is, for some oddball reason, does not want to tell them where Kaylee is. So I just wanted to point that out. I didn't know if you guys heard it, but she said, because my next thing is going to be getting a court order for Kaylee, and you'll never see her again.
Oh, that's nice.
So, oh yeah. Go ahead and play through the next phone call if you'd like.
All right.
911, what is the address? What's happening?
I have someone here that I need to be arrested in my home.
They're there right
I have
now?
a possible missing child. I have a 3-year-old that's been missing for a month.
A 3-year-old?
Yes.
Have you reported that?
I'm trying to do that now, ma'am.
Okay, what did the person do that you need arrested?
My daughter.
For what?
For stealing an auto and stealing money. I already spoke with someone. They said they would patch me through the Orlando Sheriff's Department and have a deputy here. I was in the car. I was going to drive her to the police station, and no one's open. They said they would bring a deputy to my home when I got home to call them.
So she stole your vehicle?
Yes.
When did she do that?
On the 30th. I just got it back from the impound. I'd like to speak to an officer. Can you have someone come out to my house?
Okay. Okay, I gotta ask you these questions so I can put them in the call, okay?
Okay.
30th of June?
Yes.
Okay, how old is your daughter?
22.
Okay, what's her name?
My name?
Her name.
Her name?
And you said you have this vehicle back?
Yes. I have the statement.
She's there right now?
Yes, I got her. I finally found her after a month. She's been missing for a month. I found her, but we can't find my granddaughter. 5'1.5".
Thin, medium, or heavy build?
Thin.
Color hair?
Brown.
What color shirt is she wearing?
White.
What color pants?
Oh, they're shorts. They're plaid. They're like pink and teal and white and black plaid.
Does she have any weapons on her?
No.
Is she not telling you where her daughter is?
Correct.
Okay, we'll have a deputy out to you as soon as one's available, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. 911, what's your emergency?
I called a little bit ago. The deputy sheriff's not here. I found out my granddaughter has been taken. She has been missing for a month. Her mother finally admitted that she's been missing.
Okay, what is
here now?
Okay, what is the address that you're calling from?
We're talking about a 3-year-old little girl. So my daughter finally admitted that the baby's in the store. I need to find her.
Your daughter admitted that the baby is where?
But the babysitter took her a month ago that my daughter's been looking for. I told you my daughter was missing for a month. I just found her today, but I can't find my granddaughter. And she just admitted to me that she's been trying to find her herself. There's something wrong. I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car.
Okay, what is the 3-year-old's name?
Kaylee, C-A-Y-L-E-E, Anthony.
Haley Anthony?
Yes.
Okay, is she white, black, or Hispanic?
She's white.
How long has she been missing for?
I have not seen her since the 7th of June.
What is her date of birth?
8/9/2000. Oh God, she's 3. She's 2005. George King's missing. King's missing. Casey says Danny took her a month ago. She's been missing for a month.
Okay, I understand. Can you calm down for me for just a minute, and I need to know what's going on, okay? I'm gonna try and talk.
So what is it we can do?
Is your daughter there?
I'm on the phone with them.
Is your daughter there?
Yes.
Can I speak with her? Do you mind if I speak with her? Thank you.
I called them 2 hours ago. They haven't gotten here. Can you see? Finally admitted to Danny. He took her a month ago. He's trying to find her.
Ma'am.
Okay, Sheriff's Department, they want to talk to you. Answer the question. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. Well, can you tell me what's going on a little bit?
I'm sorry?
Can you tell me a little bit what's going on?
My daughter's been missing for the last 31 days.
And you know who has her?
I know who has her. I've tried to contact her. I actually received a phone call today, now from a number that is no longer in service. I did get to speak to my daughter for about a minute.
Okay, did you guys call and report a vehicle stolen?
Yes, my mom did.
Okay, so there's been a vehicle stolen too?
No, this was my vehicle.
What vehicle was stolen?
It's a 98 Pontiac Sunfire.
Okay, I have deputies on the way to you right now for that. But now your 3-year-old daughter is missing. Kaylee Anthony.
Yes.
White female.
Anthony. Yes, white female.
3 years old. 8/9/2005 her date of birth.
Yes.
And you last saw her a month ago?
31 days. From 31 days.
Who has her? Do you have a name?
Her name is Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez.
Who is that? Babysitter?
She's been my nanny for about a year and a half, almost 2 years.
And why are you calling now? Why didn't you call 31 days ago?
I've been looking for her and have gone through other resources to try to find her, which was stupid.
Okay. Can you give me the name of the nanny again? Like spell it out for me?
Zenaida, Zenaida.
Last name?
Fernandez hyphen Gonzalez. I think the officers are here.
The officers are there?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Don't hang up with me yet. I need you. Okay.
So now that we've listened to those, there's one line in there that I want to focus on because it's the first mention. We hear this a lot in the Casey Anthony case that everybody says that her car smelled like a dead body. In the phone call, and you guys will be able to hear it, and you guys listeners will be able to hear it, I'm sure. But she literally says, "We found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car." So that's the first reference that we see to the car smelling like death. But we see a whole bunch of different, like, cops say it. Casey's dad says it, and Casey's dad was a cop. So if anybody's gonna know what a dead body smells like, it's gonna be an ex-fucking cop, right?
And these are parents at this point that have they have no clue that their daughter was involved in this. So they're trying to,
right. The other thing that I want to make a point of is that Kaylee was 3 years old. Kaylee was incredibly small. Literally, the clothes that were found with Kaylee's body were size 3T. And I don't know how long it's been since either of you guys looked at 3T baby clothes, but I fold 3T baby clothes almost every day when I go to work. And they're fucking small. They're small. They're itty bitty, teeny fucking tiny. So I think, like, when you hear the panic set into Cindy's voice, you have to remember that that's the size of a child that we're talking about. Is literally like the clothes she's wearing is 3T. She's not even in real girl clothes yet. She's in baby clothes still.
Yeah.
Right.
So later that night, after these phone calls are made, police get to the house. They search Casey's car. They search the house. They talk to Casey. They talk to Cindy. They talk to George. And they talk to Lee, who at that point is at the family home, Casey's older brother. They talk to all of them. And when they finally talk to Casey, like, literally you can hear how fucking annoyed she is in the 911 call. She's like, "My daughter's been missing for 31 days. And they're like, "Why didn't you call us 31 days ago?" And she's like, "Well, I was trying to find her myself." Like, she just sounds like her party got completely ruined. which is,
Yeah.
I think, the biggest reason to me why I honestly think that Casey had something to do with it. She just sounds annoyed. She sounds pissed off. She's like, God damn it, I was having the time of my life,
I
and
don't
these
even
people
think that's a
came in.
question. I think we all know she did.
But anyway, later on, after all of this shit with the police happened, like, the police take Casey's statement, and they're like, if anything about this statement you need to change, you should tell us, because we're going to look into everything that you've given us, and then tomorrow you agreed to take us to Universal Studios, which is where she's still claiming to work. And, you know, so if anything's wrong, we don't want you to be convicted for lying to us. So if anything needs to change it now. And she's like, nope, everything I told you is the truth. Everything I gave you is correct. Everything I gave you is
I
right.
work there for sure. I absolutely do. No problem.
And
Definitely work there.
so they leave her house and they follow up on everything. They follow up on Jeff Hopkins. They follow up on Sandy the nanny. They follow up on the addresses. They follow up on her job at Universal. And all of it's bullshit. Every single little bit. And they know that. But we'll get into the Universal tour here in a minute. The other point that I want to make is that Casey's computer, her personal laptop that was at Tony's house with her, because she was staying with Tony for most of this time while she was missing her daughter. She had a personal laptop there. In fact, I think Tony said that he woke up one night and found her crying, watching a video of Kaylee on this laptop. Well,
Wow.
everything from July 15th and back, so the day that her parents found her and back, everything from back then, from before that, all of it was deleted. It looked like it was described as if the computer had crashed or been factory reset, because everything from prior to July 15th was missing. But later on, the prosecution does find searches for all different types of things, but one of them specifically includes the word chloroform. And chloroform is used a lot in these internet searches. And this is done on the Anthony family computer. So from now on, whenever I mention the computer, it's the Anthony family computer, because we know that there's nothing on Casey's computer. We also know that Casey is, at this point, she's lied to the cops. She claims that she told Jeff Hopkins that Kaylee was missing. She claims that she's been looking for Kaylee herself, but there's no evidence of that. She claims that Kaylee went missing. Technically, she claimed that Kaylee went missing on like the 8th or the 9th originally. And that was wrong, because Kaylee was filmed on like the 15th or the 16th with her no, it had to be the 15th. It was either the 14th or the 15th with her grandma at the nursing home, because it was June and they went to the nursing home to see Cindy's father for Father's Day. So we know that a lot of the things that Casey's telling us are not true. So we'll have to talk a little bit more about that, but the rest of this is going to go pretty quick, and it's going to suck, because I would like to dig deeper into all of this, but unfortunately it's not going to do any good to dig deeper into most of this. So I'm just going to go through a chunk of it quickly, and then we're going to read Kaylee's autopsy report.